Welcome back to the channel, guys. Thanks so much for tuning in. I want to welcome you to the channel if you haven't already been here before. We are building a wide-body C4 Corvette, as you can see behind me. It's a 1984. It was found in a field, basically. And if you want to check out more of those videos, I'll leave a link here at the beginning, on the top, somewhere over here, if you want to go back and start the series over, or check it out from the beginning, because there's a lot of content on this car, basically rebuilding it from the ground up. With all new parts, refurbished parts, custom air suspension, 20 by 12 inch wheels, giant stuff. So basically what we want to do is cover up those tires that are sticking out with these fenders I've got behind me. So as you've seen in the last video, we got all the fiberglass done, at least on the fender portion. There is some repairs to do, and we're going to attack some of that today. So basically, I want to mount these on the car, get them kind of situated where they need to go, and get some work done before Brandon comes back, and then we can do some more body work. So once the smoothing is done, then we're going to start slicing and dicing so we can open the hood and we can open the doors and things like that. For now, we're just going to Dukes of Hazzard into the car if we need to move it, things like that. So I really want to get these body panels on the car, some tested driving at least, out on the street, see if there's any flapping, anything that needs to be more solid, and then we're going to hopefully get it on the road as soon as possible. Something like this might work. This is used for wood, and you basically make a hole big enough and you hammer this into the piece of wood. So only this is showing from the base. And these little standoffs or spikes here allow it to not spin. So basically, if I could drill one hole in the center and 4 small ones on the outside with a washer on either side, maybe that might work for us as well. Maybe a little more difficult, but I could easily epoxy this into the body, and then you'd only see this hole kind of standing out. So we've got some flat stock steel over there that is corrugated with some holes. We're going to make some L brackets out of that, and we're going to start mounting these things to the car. So there isn't much access up here. As you start coming down, you can get some access under here. So the L has to be quite long to kind of allow it to stick. So we're not going to waste any more time. We're going to get going on this, try some trial and error, and I'll take you along for the ride. So let's go. So there we have it. We have some bracketry made, and we put some layers of fiberglass. We're going to let this dry a little further. But this is contouring to the hood, and same with those two over there. They're contouring to the hood as well. So basically what you saw in the time lapse was I had kind of bent these as they were taped on the car perfectly, and then kept bending and bending and bending to the right spot, basically tracing on the other side, drilling a small hole for a screw. I put some epoxy here to adhere the steel to the fiberglass. I roughed up all the stuff. Also, as a little addition, I've added another 3-4 layers of fiberglass in here. I know Brandon wanted to have some more meat here so he could sand that. It kind of splooged over the edge here, but that's okay. Blew through here, so I had to patch that. And then here there's, yeah, quite the hole. So while we were laying this piece, this obviously is very floppy and thin. So this is going to get a few more layers on the inside, but I guess we neglected to add more resin or more fiberglass here down the side of the car. This was, I guess, maybe panic mode, something like that. Anyway, we can add more pieces to this. It's no problem. But there was a big hump here on the other side, a big dip over on this side. It wasn't straight. So basically, I've got it straight, cut out the bad pieces, and we're going to reinforce on the back and the front, add some more layers there. This side is good. So far, what we're going to do now, as you can see on the top, we've got some bracketry. This is the epoxy poking through the hole here. So there's a bracket here, and then one up at the front. So I can take you underneath, and you can see up under here as they contour down the side of the car. We're going to figure out now how to bolt it to the car. And then basically that's going to hold it. I got some screws in the bottom here. That's going to keep that nice and straight. And we've started working on the side skirts also, as you've seen in the time lapse. So this goes on very nicely. We've got some tracking that goes down the side. I'm going to have to buy another piece because I was just finding some scraps that were here in the house. And we're going to run one from the end to end. The side skirt starts there, where it bolts up to the car, and then down actually to there. So got about another foot or so that I could add. So I might get another 2 pieces of that. But I like the way that this is, the curves, the straightness going down, and it fits all perfect. I've trimmed this piece straight. Still got an issue with the door, but now that is straight, so I can bolt the side skirt up underneath, mount this one onto the car, and then get back to laying some more fiberglass onto that fender because it needs a bit of a lip in order to be able to bolt it to the side skirt. So the side skirt will bolt to the fender, vice versa. The fender will bolt to the car. There'll be bolts everywhere. So, oh God, it's a little chilly. So yeah, should be good so far. So we're gonna get on this other side and bolt that to the side of the car. And yeah, wow, tons of work. A lot of fun though. We're working out some problems, so that's good too. And yeah, let's get back at it. Not bad. Ish. I fixed the door.
Mm-hmm.
For the most part.
Okay. This one is melted.
Fender's melting?
Yeah. There's an exhaust hole-y thing here. Or something. What? There's a hole in your fender.
Yeah, there's a hole in the fender.
That's always been there?
Oh, yeah.
Sorry, but this doesn't look like...
I gotta make a repair there, that's why.
I see. Okay, well... Stinks.
Okay, now you do that so we can go driving. Well, here we are, and it is successfully rolled outside. The back is still taped on. I still need to kind of bolt those down, but the front's bolted on, and that was quite a success. The floor is a little uneven here, which I noticed because back there where it's parked, the front end actually touches the ground. So we'll have to take it back outside and see after, but yeah. Brandon's on his way back. We're going to start trimming up a few more things, getting this stuff kind of dialed in, and then we're going to start mounting the back before we do the bodywork. So as you can see, there's a little black line there. I'm going to cut that straight. I'm going to get the laser out and cut that straight and build the front lip actually up towards it so it's a little more flat. Kind of gets a bit of a droop look to it, which we're going to change. So a little bit of more patching, things like that is going to be done. But so far so good. You can see inside there, but it worked out. The bolts are there. A little more adjustments needed. We got a bit of a gap that's going on here, so I'm going to pull that in with the steel and then dial in these side skirts. That trimmed out real nice, and then we're going to make an L bracket to hold that on while we mount this onto the car. So she is pretty low, and I'm really excited about that. It turned out great, but yeah, wow, she's wide. And so yeah, as you can see, the back is starting to come together. I do have the wing almost ready to go. I do need maybe a few more sheets of fiberglass, and we're going to get that next week, but we've got some more resin and some stuff enough to make some changes or some repairs here. That front side skirt's got to come out, or on the passenger side, and then that gets bolted on as well. And then we start laying some more fiberglass there. So without further ado, we're going to get back to work. Okay, so we've got these 4. Now this is going to be the top at the rear. So basically that's going to go there. This middle at the front is going to go here. This is the front of the car. And this is, I've marked top. So that is going to go there. Then we've got this top middle up here. And that will go there. This one will go over here to the front. And then I've put some slots in it because I ran out of the other stuff. This seems to work pretty good. This is very thick stuff. This is the stuff I made the suspension out of, so this fender is not going anywhere. Basically, I made a mark on the other side with a Sharpie. This is where I'm going to epoxy these to this fender portion. And then basically after that, we're going to lay some fiberglass on here, as you've seen in other clips. And that is going to lock that into here and fuse it into this fender. So what I need to do is scuff all this up with 60 grit. We're going to get this nice and cleaned up. This lip here is going to disappear. We've got about, I don't know, maybe another inch and a half gap here, which was a mismeasurement initially on that side to match the side skirt. So that is also going to be taken into account this time, and we're going to scuff all this line up as well, maybe a little further up, and we're going to lay some fiberglass down, have it lay on top. If you're looking upside down, it's on top of the side skirt, and that should work very well. Now, what I'm using is a 2-part plastic epoxy. Basically, to me, these epoxies work very well. It doesn't matter if they're for plastic or for metal or for what. This bonds plastic to metal, so why wouldn't it bond fiberglass to metal? So we're going to try that. It's worked so far on all the other ones. Basically what I do is I lay a layer of that, put a clamp or a screw, something like that, to fasten it to the fender, let it dry for many hours, and then when I come back to remove it, make sure it still fits, put it on the car, make sure it's still, smooth, and then lay some fiberglass, then make some holes, then put some bolts. So let's knock this last fender out, get it on the car, and then once this is laid, we can then wrap the side skirts, fix up the front lip, and start working on the wing as well. So huge progress, huge mess as well. So we're going to keep going. Also, one more thing in this last clip that you saw earlier, inside here there used to be a runner or a L fiberglass bracket that held this bumper onto this portion of the fender. What happened was when I took this off, as this, you can see here, there's a lot of damage here from the last time this was hit. This was all cracked at some point as well. So I sanded all this down. We're going to lay a couple layers of fiberglass in here just to reinforce this and make it watertight for the cabin. There's some residual holes I had from here from before. We're going to patch those up as well, as that's where I had the air lines run before. Anyways, here we have added some L brackets to allow me to bolt this to this fender. I've carefully placed it where it needs to go and basically made some marks on the outside. So once that epoxy dries, then I'm going to lay some more lines of fiberglass inside here to reinforce those metal tabs, and that will allow me to attach this bumper to this fender.
Up really well.
What do we got on here?
We're mixing filler. Yeah.
We're at the filler stage. We're almost done.
Yeah, the car's almost done. We're painting it next week. No, we're getting
Look
to a
at that.
point where
Ew.
yeah, she's
Oh, it smells so good though. I've already put some resin in there from the last time I used it.
Did you? Is already resin in this?
Yes.
Oh,
You can add more if you want. I have extra cans at the bottom. I saved a little bit in each can.
that's what you did. I like to add it to what I'm taking out.
Oh, okay.
I can control. Is this short strand or is this
Short.
short strand? Yeah.
Would you prefer the long?
No, short's the best.
Short's the best.
I'm gonna use it again.
Would you like to use the red hardener with the blue stuff, or you want to use the blue hardener with the blue stuff?
The blue part.
Okay. Well, I'm giving her a need right now. And while he's mixing up some goo, let me show you around. We have made lots of progress. Well, Brandon's made lots of progress. On the sanding portion, I've helped him put on some body panels. We've done some mounting, as you've seen in other clips. And now we're getting to the fine tuning of sanding before filler. So basically getting all the high spots, major high spots. Anyway, I'll just show you. So first of all, I'll just look at the mess that's on the floor here. It's cringing, but you know, it has to be done. These wheels actually look nice gray. So we've got some nice body lines started. It's coming along very nice. Small couple repairs. We've kind of blown through the fiberglass where it was light. So I'm going to do that. Get on with that as well. But the lines are coming out really nice. Woo-wee. Super nice. Again, mess. And down here, now I'm on to the side skirts. I've been trying to get these dialed in, lay some fiberglass. And this is the fender we're going to start with, putting on some putty. So those sharp lines, man, they look really nice. We're going to smooth this out, make sure the transition's nice. As you can see, it is mounted or affixed to the body very solidly. Do the tap test. And yeah, basically Brandon is now going to lay some putty on here because there's still some high spots, low spots, some, I don't know, what do you even call these? Wibbits? I don't know. Anyways, some low spot, high spots. Look at that. It's going to be super nice. Have you added the resin?
Huh?
Have you added resin?
No, you've already added it.
Yeah, okay. Can you tell or no?
Yeah.
It's pretty gooey. It's pretty gooey.
Yeah. Actually, we'll open up the other ones just to see
Sure.
the difference between the two.
So I learned this little trick from Bad Chad. Oh yeah, she's hard.
Yeah.
Ooh. So basically, you add polyester resin to the short strand fiberglass to thin it out. Oh, that smells so good.
Smells like PTSD to me.
Really? Smells like PTSD. Oh, that's too bad. The noise it's making is just really making me hungry.
Here.
But look at this mess. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. But yeah, they're coming out way better than I thought. I thought we were going to be working on these for months. But, I mean, it's come along pretty good. I did put a layer of fiberglass on here a little bit. I've changed my mind about the lip. I'm going to affix it to the vehicle and then add some more after. So that's what I'm going to do next. We're just going to try out some filler, and we're very excited to do so. Because, you know, this is a huge step. It's a huge step. And what the plan is to actually finish all of these initial sands first. Make sure all the pieces are on the car and secured. We'll do initial sanding first and then move to the filler after. So we're kind of doing it in stages. That was Brandon's expert recommendation, and I completely agree with him, so we don't really get sidetracked all that much. Next is the front lip after, and so basically we're going to finish everything, move to the next thing, move to the next thing, move to the next thing, and then by the end we're ready for it, ready for the end. Look at this. Oh man. Wow, it looks great. It looks so... Oh, should I put some tape on that lip? Yeah, fiberglass is much different to work with. Like, way different. You'd be super careful how you're sanding and whatnot. Ooh. Are you telling me it's going to get dustier in here?
Oh yeah.
Great. Well, I wasn't sharpening the hardener, that's for sure.
What?
It wasn't shy in the hardener, that's for sure.
No, you gotta put enough in it to cure. We're gonna need a lot of filler.
Oh, yeah. We're gonna need a lot?
We're gonna need a good chunk of filler, that's for sure.
All right. I thought so.
You were right, so.
And Brandon said, no, I mean, you don't need all that much. Oh, look, we just finished a can. Great. It was only half full anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to go pretty quick, eh, when you're filling.
I'm just saying 90% of it off.
No, you can't do
Yeah.
such a waste of material.
I don't know.
Listen, we don't have the funds like Bad Chad does here.
Right, we don't have that YouTube money.
No. If someone has an extra can of short strand fiberglass kicking around, send it over. I'll leave the P.O. box below. Now, is there a reason why you are squishing it back into itself instead of giving it a spin?
Yes, because you don't want to introduce air into your filler,
Uh-huh.
so you want to spread it out, fold
Spread
it
it.
over.
So basically you're also pushing air bubbles out where you're, you know?
Yeah,
Okay.
long strokes, fold it over.
Strokes, okay.
Most men know what that is. So.
I see. And you're mixing for a certain amount of time, or basically do you have a fluid color? Or?
Fluid color. Yeah, if you
Okay.
see that the blue is well integrated, and you're good to go.
Right.
It's kind of hard to tell when you got the fiberglass filler.
Because
It's kind of the same color.
Just like to touch on his attire today. He's quite nice and dusty.
Very dusty.
Any technique about this that you care to share, or this is just you're just putting it on to smooth it?
Just putting it on as smooth as I can. I'm somewhat aware of where we got low spots.
Okay, so you keep those in mind and
Yeah.
fill accordingly. Okay.
And like I'm putting it on pretty thick, but that's knowingly that I'm going to be sanding a lot of this off,
Uh-huh.
right? It's always good to add more than too little, because you don't want to like have to go over that same spot over and over and over again.
I see. Keep adding, keep adding. I mean, from the reflection here, it looks pretty good to me.
Yeah.
It's getting pretty smoothed out. But there was a bit of a dip there, so at least you...
Yeah, there was a dip here, so I'm aware of that.
Uh-huh.
So I'll just put extra there to make sure we have enough.
Is there any drawback of just adding giant layers of this and leaving it? I mean, this stuff dries pretty hard.
It does dry pretty hard. I think also with adding the polyester resin, it makes it even harder because it's integrated into the filler.
Mm.
So
Oh, yeah.
yeah, it's already looking like 10 times better. Then what I'm gonna most likely do is take the DA and sand it, knock the tops off, the coarse grit. Probably not 80, because this stuff's gonna sand a lot differently than
Well, this stuff's
the
super
resin.
hard, so it's not that easy to sand as Bondo is.
yeah, much harder. Yeah, and then after this is done, and it's where we like, then we go over with like the metal glaze or the regular filler on top to then get it even smoother.
Mm.
But yeah, what we're putting on top of is our parts that are sanded down to 80 grit with a DA, so it's super like aggressive. So this can bite into it.
We want a mechanical bond.
A really good mechanical bond, yeah.
Mm.
And this is also fiberglass infused, so it's also going to help get all that strength, right? Get a start to see.
Yeah. She's gonna be real nice. I can
It does
already,
look really smooth.
I can already
Filled in
picture
a
it.
lot of those lips. I can see a little bit, but that's like nothing. That's the point of this stuff.
Brandon,
Ah,
we're building a car.
we're building fur out of chemicals and
Out of chemicals.
liquid.
Yeah. Very little fiber strands are in this. It's all
This
glue.
is probably all this liquid.
Much easier screwdriver. I think the last time I stirred that.
Yeah, there's a bunch sitting at the bottom there.
Yeah. I hope it's still good. I've only had that for like 4 years.
What? You tell me this now. I mean, put it on the car.
Yes. Yes, it's fine.
Watch, it's never gonna dry.
Oh, it's fine. You put enough hardener in there, and I'm sure it'd be just fine. Put some of that liquid hardener in there too.
No.
It doesn't even. You can't even stir it fully. Just hard, instantly.
Yeah, you don't. That stuff. Nope, not for this.
Oh my God! It's so dark in there.
Oh yeah, starting to tack up.
See, I told you it's still good.
Still good.
It must be the
We
hardener.
only use old stuff here.
Yeah. Well,
Old cars, you have to.
we like to reuse and recycle. Don't let anything go to waste. I kept all the old resin cans.
Never know when you can.
That's right. Yeah, we're gonna need a lot more of that stuff. You recommend the paint shop stuff, or is this like I can get these pretty cheap? I think they're like
Yeah, this is
$45 for a giant thing of it. I think,
Yeah.
or is it $100? I think it's $100.
Crazy. This is automotive brand. Like. Trying to get some in there.
Mm-hmm.
Add more later. We'll have something to stick it to.
I think Bad Chad would be proud of you.
I think that's all right.
Oh, the shine. Oh, it's gonna look so good. You can kind of get an idea of like how the body's gonna be when it's cleared.
Yeah.
Oh, it's gonna be so shiny. And that's it. That's all you have to do. Basically, you put paint right over that, and it's fine.
If you want the look of an ocean, this is how you do it.
Yeah. If you live by the sea, this is a car for you. So now I'm going to continue onto this on the side skirt, lay some glass, get it going, get the door back closed-ish after, and then I have a few more repairs to do. So we will get on that as well. But thanks so much for watching. I appreciate it. Sorry for the long wait. We've been doing a lot of work here. There's a lot of things I haven't been recording, only because it's just sanding and more sanding. So there is a clip of Brandon sanding, which you've seen. So enjoy that. Until the next time, we'll see you on the next one. Thanks so much for watching. Again, feel free to subscribe. If you have not subscribed already, we're making huge progress. There is a car show coming up July 15th for the...
July? Or August?
July.
Fuck. I thought it was August.
Oh, just quack that out. The driven car show is in August.
Right.
Right.
We're bringing this to...
We weren't going to mention that yet. Anyway, if you're watching this and you know of the driven car show, we want to have the car fully painted by then. Maybe not completely mechanically inclined or whatever, however you say that. But the car finished as far as good enough to be seen by the public. At the July 15th show, I'm not really that concerned about how it looks. It will be trailered there, I think, unless we can drive it. It may be unfinished. It might be primed. It might be orange. I don't know. You'll have to just come to the car show and find out. Either way, it's showing up. We have a lot of good friends coming who you'll meet. I'll do some recording while I'm there as well. Maybe even a little live video. But yeah. Also, hit that membership button below if you want to be a part of the build and support us. There is 2 people who have signed up. Emily, of course, and BMO, I believe, is the person's name. I'm not sure who it is, but hello and thank you. We will be doing some live videos on the weekends as I'm continuing to do this, and that will be for the member section. If you're inclined to do that, you can join us there. Anyways, thanks so much. We'll see you on the next one. We're going to continue working away. Hopefully the next one will be where we will get the side skirts mounted, fully assembled, get them started to sand, and then we'll put some filler on those. I have to get some more supplies because now that Brandon's got filler on, now all he's going to want to do is fill. So yeah, and then from there on, we're going to fix the front lip. There's little something je ne sais quoi about it. I don't know. I don't like it. There's something going on here that needs. We're going to do some trimming on the stuff. Anyways, we get a lot of trimming and refining to do. Also, the passenger side door hardware I'm fixing. I have to change an airline. Anyway, there's a whole bunch of things that need to get done. So thanks again. We'll see you in the next one. Take care.